Axe is out, Prince is in, and Billions is back with season 6. Welcome back to Structure. I'm your host, H. This is my co host, E.
What up? What up?
Today we're going to be talking about episode 1 of season 6.
H, is it really billions without Bobby Axelrod? I don't know. Let's get unstructured.
All right, so before we start, let's take care of some housekeeping
What
items.
you got, H?
Thank you for checking our video. We really appreciate it. Thank you for the love and
We
support.
appreciate the love.
If you're new to our channel, give it a
Bang that
like.
like button. Go
Take
ahead.
it a step forward, subscribe, and if you look in the description, we have links to previous videos. We have a link to a PayPal if you want to send us a tip, buy us a coffee. It's up to you. You don't have
We love
to.
it.
We appreciate it, but you don't have to. Just by checking our video, done enough. Share it with all your friends. But before further ado, let's get rolling with this video.
Yeah. So there's some things I don't want.
Controversy.
Yeah, I don't want to say a lot happening, but there's some controversy and there's some settling in that's supposed to happen. H, what's going on in the beginning of this episode?
So just to preface what's going on, last season,
Yeah.
we see that Axe ends up basically exiled at another country because he was avoiding a prosecution, and that's pretty much the end
Bizarre
of the
as hell.
story arc
Like,
for
totally
Axe.
unbelievable. But
Now, outside of the show, I saw some articles from the creators of the show that from since season 3, Damian Lewis has been trying to leave because he feels he doesn't like he has fun playing the character, but he also is taxing on him to play such
Yeah,
an a-hole
yeah.
all the time. That's one thing he mentioned. Also, his wife passed
wife-
away.
exactly. I
He
think
wants
that
to
was
get
the
off his kids,
catalyst.
and he
Exactly.
doesn't want to record outside of England. He has another show coming out. It's called A Spy Amongst Friends. It's a British show. I might be interested in checking it out because
Mm-hmm.
if he reprises a role similar to what he was doing in Homeland, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think that was a catalyst, was the unfortunate loss of his wife. Our condolences. I know this is a while ago, but it's completely understandable, and we thank you for the role that you played up until this point. However, with that said, is billions still billions without Bobby Axelrod? And so far, I'm not exactly sold. I'm not sold.
Yeah, it's gonna be an adjustment. So the season starts. We have Mike Prince now at the helm of Mike Prince Capital, what used to be Axe Capital, right?
Yeah.
And we have all the same characters that we had before, but they are not feeling this guy. He's a goody to shoot guy.
It's a changing of the guard, and this guy is weird. Like, he's not a captain. Yeah, he's like, they're supposed to follow him, and he's
But-
giving no direction whatsoever.
Now let's keep it real though. He was the one who beat Axe. He defeated Axe. He defeated he defeated everybody in this.
That defeat was questionable. Like, the all of last season, second part of last season was questionable because I understand the outside circumstances, but really, it would, in all of the 5 seasons, wouldn't have you known Bobby Axelrod to get beat and then give up? Never.
I mean, he never given up, but he's been beat. I think Shock had gotten a couple of times. I think he got shocked a couple of times. It was like a back and forth, a pull.
Yeah.
And. But Mike, I think it's gonna be interesting to see. This is what I predict. I think we're gonna see a development of his character going from someone who wants to be so pristine and good that everybody trusts to someone who will commit the greatest evils to achieve his goals. Because we already have some precedents. This is a guy that caused the death of his partner, or or helped into that.
Yeah.
He's a guy that got dirty in order to get Bobby Axel out of his own company.
He did.
Mike will cross that line because I think he's like the richest guy in the world in this particular show.
And so here's to your point. I think you might be right about that part, because he already crossed the line in, like, the first season of this episode when they're monitoring everybody, and they they really are monitoring, and
It worked out for Wags because without that, Wags would have died.
yeah. But they knew everything that he was doing, from the happy times to the near death times. It was weird.
I like how they brought up that, well, you guys agreed to it when you say, yes, I agree to the app. Because let's face it, we don't really look at the terms
Nobody-
and conditions. Nobody really does.
You can never use the app otherwise, so you have to say yes.
This is how I place it to people. Like, if you want to use this, you have to agree. If you already buy something, right, and they kind of force you to agree to it to be able to use it, it's pretty much they got you.
Yeah.
Also, you spend the money. So basically, this is what we see here. Uh, the workers are not happy with the whole situation, and the changing of the guard is not what they're used to. We see Mike going to the extent of firing all of his investors just to prove a point.
Which again is weird. And let's dig deeper into that because that is the result of issues that arose uh, within this episode, which is trying to get the morale up, trying to rally the troops, and trying to give them direction. Uh, he so far he hasn't provided any direction whatsoever.
No, let's keep it real. This episode was very weak. The storylines presented, I mean, there was a little bit of interest with the whole thing going on Mike Prince Capital and the whole thing
Yeah,
with Chuck,
I
but
mean,
nothing that you can really sink your teeth in. Nothing that's gonna get you like Axel Raw, like
nothing like
Axe can't believe you just
I
did
mean,
this.
just to watch it, like in the previous episodes, I would get pumped to watch it because things are happening, things are moving or whatever. And so far, this guy is like a lost little kid in the store or something where he's asking people which way to go and what should I do, and he tries to trick Wendy into being seeming sincere and make her think that she's smarter than him and all this other stuff. It's like a series of missteps, and it's almost cringeworthy. I don't know if it's by design, but it got me. That's the effect that I had, and I wasn't initially sold on it. And you say that it's going to get better because they're
It has to go.
building.
I mean, the show is finding its footing. So I mean, Damian Lewis play Axe so great.
Yeah,
Like the whole show is Axe and Chuck. Because if you take either of those two characters, that's a big blow to the show.
absolutely.
Like you took half of of what really attracts you to the show.
Hmm.
You're putting in Mike Prince, who's a more subdued personality. Because what really make Axe enjoyable is his personality is
See,
larger
you
than
have
life.
you have yeah his
His
personality.
banters with Wags. What's gonna be Wags' role going forward
Oh
with
man,
Mike Prince?
Wags is like a man with no country right now. I mean, he knows that he has a payday waiting for him if he gets released. However, he doesn't know what his identity is outside of that firm. He doesn't know what his identity is in that firm as well. Like he has no role at first, and he's waiting for Prince to do something.
No,
Basically,
I mean, let's keep it real. Like one thing that I did not like was that they are keeping Wags on the show
it doesn't make
as a
sense.
second. As loyal of Wax was to Axe and how good of friends they are,
He would
I
have
would
been
see
gone.
a world
Yeah,
where Wax has enough money to leave and do his own thing or retire and be done. I don't think Wax in the real world would have stayed with someone like Mike
no,
Prince. It's just
not
betraying
at all.
his
He,
morals. So that was a misstep on the show, in my opinion. Unless let's just work with
unless
me
he's
here.
a go
We
ahead
can see
a
him
mole, maybe.
fight with the Mike Prince's number two in order to become that number two, and you see like a
Exactly.
battle of the two
The two
flunkies.
twos
Yeah,
fight it out.
yeah, that will be interesting to see. But he kind of came around towards the end. I mean, everybody, all the employees, which was very easy way to win him. Mike Prince just goes to all the investors. Yeah, we're gonna fire all of you guys,
Which again doesn't make sense. I mean,
including Chuck's dad. And Chuck's dad is just
that makes
hilarious.
sense. That
He's
makes
so
sense.
oblivious. He's so oblivious to how
He's
terrible he
funny.
is.
Yeah, he's funny. I love Chuck's dad. He plays that role really well. What about Chuck? I mean, Chuck is up in upstate New
Upstate
Jersey.
New York. Yeah.
Yeah, no, New
New
Jersey.
York or
Sorry, I'm
Jersey?
from New Jersey. I'm so used to saying it. He's in upstate New York, and he's finding himself someone on a
No, he was in
sabbatical.
Canada.
Uh, Is he in Canada? No,
That's
no.
what they call upstate New York. I'm kidding. I ain't kidding. Don't come for me.
Oh man,
Don't come
might
for
be
me.
in
I'm just
trouble.
kidding.
But he's running into issues. His neighbor launches cannons every day, twice a day,
What
and
is
it's
with this
pretty
guy?
annoying.
And I'll be honest. This guy, the guy, the neighbors, the actor. Every time I see him on screen, like I always hated this guy. Not because
Yes,
he's a
he
bad actor,
plays.
just because he has a hateable face. Like he's just like I just don't like it. Like he's always like
He
ah,
always plays the obnoxious jerk in almost every role. I mean, he was in what was it? Better Call Saul.
yes, that
Yes,
he's the brother.
he's the brother.
Yes,
Yes,
yes. He's
yes,
wearing
with
all
the
the tin
light, with the
foil.
light. Yes,
For
yes.
those of you who don't know, Better Call Saul, somewhat of a spin-off of Breaking Bad.
Yes,
Great show.
can't beat
Check
it.
it out. Highly recommended.
It's
If you
coming back
want to,
soon.
yeah, we should maybe take a look at that.
Uh huh. Yeah, I think so too. But so Chuck finds himself at odds with his neighbor, and his neighbor has so much money. His neighbor has more money
It's
than
actually
Chuck. Yeah,
plot
he's
plot
like the new
armor.
Bobby
He's
Axelrod
part of Bobby's or
without the
Mike Prince
swag.
capital
Yes.
as well. He's this.
Well,
I mean,
how ironic.
this episode was weak. It was. There's not a lot to talk about. Honestly, there's not a lot to talk about in this episode.
I
They
mean,
could have been.
I think they found their path. It was like character development, so now we know what they're going to do for the rest of the series. But as far as excitement, yes, it definitely was weak.
If I had to rate this episode, I would probably give it. I
Go
would
ahead.
give it a C.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Definitely. I mean, it's just not, and it's because the reason why for me it's a C is because the expectations are so high, and it's just so different right now. And maybe it's like you said, they're trying to get their footing and everything, and things will ramp up in the future. Hopefully, and I seen some of the try B roll or
Yeah.
whatever the trailers, and it looks good. It looks like things are happening, but who knows? Who knows? I don't know.
No, like I mean, ever since like last season was probably one of the weakest, if not the weakest season the show has had. So they really need to bring it because I don't want to see the show just be canceled and we don't get a proper ending because that's the worst. When you have a show that's so iconic, that's so fun to watch that you enjoy, and then you see the decline, you go into this slope, it's just like ooh, there's like the line behind you, the light
Yeah.
is going down, and it crashes and burns, and you never get like a satisfactory ending. That's sad. I don't want to see that happen to billions. I mean, the gentleman playing the actor playing Mike Prince, he does a great job as Mike Prince, and Mike Prince has that edge in it. You see how they turned that to an 11 to see what how he can grab us or make us like him as much as we like or enjoy watching acts on TV.
Honestly, I don't like him. That's not his truth, and maybe it's because he beat Axe or not. But I just think he seems like a goody two shoes for Wall Street, which is seems unrealistic. And also, as a billionaire, there's no billionaire that's oblivious to what's going on, and or that's a goody two shoes that's self made. Like they are larger than life, and in control always, for better or for worse. And they have that. I hate to say it, but have that alpha mentality. Not what you hear on this YouTube stuff, but they have the real.
You
Get
mean he's
it
not an
done.
alpha?
You get it?
He's
No,
not. He's
he's
not
a
red pill alpha.
no. He's he's a unusual billionaire. Like he doesn't have the same personality. I don't think. Not that I met any billionaires, but it's not what I would expect him to be. We'll see if he develops into that. The troops feel the same way. They are all lost. They're trying to figure out whether they're going to get fired or not, and also they're also trying to figure out how to invest. What's legit? Because they were skirting that legal line, and now they have to stay on the right
I
side
mean,
of.
Taylor will be happy because she was the one who didn't want to follow that path anymore, and we see that she smiled towards the end.
Yeah.
She liked the moves that Mike presented, but I am cautiously optimistic for the next episode next week. Hopefully, they pick it up. I need to hit the ground running for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I think Chuck is going to have an agenda for next season, next week, because I think he got reinvigorated with that defeat of his neighbor.
Yeah, you see him like, yeah, these laws are terrible, and our sister got
He
turned.
wants to defend the common man, but he's not the common man himself. But he likes to think that, and you know what? I like Chuck because Chuck also he's stubborn and he likes to get his way, and sometimes he does. And
Yeah,
when he gets beat, I like that even more.
Paul Giamatti kills in this show. He's so good as Chuck. Well, let me tell you something. No, he's so good as this character. So I really enjoy everything he does here. So hopefully he's keeping me invested in the show. Hopefully the season picks up. Let us know in the comments what did you guys think. What do you guys think about having now Mike Prince instead of Axe? Do you guys enjoy the character? What are you guys feeling? Are you guys enjoying this first episode?
Yeah, and also let us know what you think is going to happen. I'm hoping that H is right, where he is going to build, and he's going to have to decide whether he's going to do some bad things and maybe go to the darker side of things or whatever, and have his character challenge. That seems like a good setup for this season. He has to have some growth if he wants his capital firm to be successful.
I agree with you. I don't know. I think that's it for this particular episode.
Yeah.
But before we
What
go,
we got? What we got?
if
H.
you made it so far in this episode, thank
Bang
you
that
so
like
much.
button.
Don't forget to click a like button. It really, you don't know how much that helps us. YouTube is a grind, and it's an enjoyable grind. Like, I'll
We
be
love it.
honest,
We
we
love
do.
it.
We have this is our hobby, right? So we
Yeah.
have our regular jobs, and we work pretty hard. We do all kinds of stuff,
Yeah.
and this is probably the most enjoyable part. But it's a grind. We put a lot of work into it. We want to share. These are our water cooler conversation with our friends up in
For all
the
of you
internet or you guys. So thank you so much for checking out the video. Just give it a like. If you want to take it a step further, subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications. We have a lot of content coming through for you
What we
guys.
got? H.
We have the
We have Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. We're doing the reviews. Yo,
We
what
got-
a great surprise! If you were looking for a show that you have to think about it too much, that's just gonna be a lot of fun. Yes, it's a superhero show, but if you suspend disbelief, it's an enjoyable experience. John
It's funny
Cena
as
does
hell.
amazing.
Yeah.
The intro is dope.
Yeah.
You guys need to check it out. We're
And we also got Ozarks.
the Ozarks videos dropping. We have Foundation. You guys are looking to binge on something great
Exactly.
on Apple TV. Most people can get Apple TV free. It's just $5 a month. You have to pay for it. Great show, and there's some other great stuff in there.
Wheel of Time, and plenty more. Go ahead and check them out. We'll have a link up here for some of the videos.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm gonna let
Go
you
ahead,
finish.
go ahead.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Yes.
but yeah, no, don't forget Dexter's New Blood. Wow, great show. Loved it.
Oh man, Dexter. Yeah, we can't forget about that. Go ahead and check that out too. But check out our next video too. It's coming soon. Until the next time, I'm E. This is H, and we are.
Unstructured.
That's right.